espero que nadie se ofenda, pero hasta que no estás aquí dentro no sabes la grandeza de este equipo.
Só nós sentimos assim. Por muito desgosto que possamos ter, valores mais altos se levantam. O valor mais alto que se levanta em termos futebolísticos chama-se Benfica.
Good evening, boys. How are we?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Hey, boys.
What up, everybody?
Welcome to another episode of Untitled Benfica podcast. Here to talk about a few different things. We got a new contributor to the podcast. Bill, welcome.
Billy,
Thanks for having me, boys.
Excited, nervous, big stage here. Got big shoes to fill from last week. Mikey was on.
I'm ready for it.
All right, let's jump right in. So in terms of topics we're going to cover today, mediocre against Paredes. Talk about our Taça game at the weekend. It wasn't great. Questions about Pizzi. I know he was in the headlines towards the end of the season last year. Some of his performances weren't very impressive for many. Talk about him. We'll talk about some remarks also that Jorge Jesus made after the game in regards to Gonçalo Ramos. We'll look ahead to tomorrow's game against Rangers, which should be an interesting matchup. And then we'll just quickly predict what we think is going to happen for Monday's game against Merito. So, starting off for the Paredes game, we started. I think we can all agree that the squad selection was interesting to begin with. I think a lot of people were surprised the amount of youth, different players that were in the mix. But then, on the contrary, a lot of people complain that the youth don't get a chance. So it was interesting. We started with Elton Leite, Gilberto Jardel Ferro, João Ferreira on the left, which was surprising considering he's a right back. But Jorge Jesus likes to do those things. Pizzi, Chiquinho, Andrea Samaris, Servi, Ferreira, and Gonçalo Ramos. I guess I'll open it up to you guys. I guess I'll start with Bill since he's the guest. And I do want to give a shout out to Mikey. He predicted 1-0 last week for this game, which I don't think any of us thought was coming. I know that I predicted 3-0, Kenny 4-0, Oscar 3-0, Cristiano 5-0, Tank 6-0. So we were way off.
Off.
But like if you look at the team that they brought, it was some players there. I was totally surprised by some of the players that weren't called. So
I agree. Bill, what were your thoughts on the game? I know that to get prepared for this monumentous event, you went and watched back the game and wrote down some notes, and Billy's already got some fans. So what were your thoughts on the performance? Anyone that stood out to you? Surprises?
I mean, going into it, once I saw the squad he was bringing, I wasn't too surprised with the way we played and the result, to be honest. I expected a better performance, but bringing in that many young kids and changing the squad up that much, you knew it was going to result in a hard-fought game. I mean, it wasn't surprising that they only squeezed out a 1-0 win.
I guess when you make so many changes to the squad, right, the likelihood of you're going to lose some of that dynamic and some of the players aren't used to playing with each other. But I would like to say that based on the 11 that are on the field, I would have expected more. Jay, what are your thoughts?
absolutely, dude. Like this team that we played is a third or fourth division team. We should have easily. Doesn't matter who we. Like I said last week, we could have played with our B team. We should still blow this team out. And the fact that we went there and we played the way we did, I was not happy about it. I'm one of the guys that says play the youth. I'm all for it. But I'll tell you this, that sucked. That game was terrible. I will say that to me, we've been complaining about a right back. I know he played left back, but João Ferreira might be the solution for right back. I thought he played really well. He could defend well. He played well on that left side. I just feel like he'll be more comfortable on the right side where he can cross the ball better. But I was really disappointed in how Benfica played, and I actually thought we were lucky to score that goal.
Listen, I take 0 from this game.
Yeah,
0. Like the back line had no issues. Samadi's no issues. I don't like the right back. Oh, he might be the solution. He didn't have any trouble. Like these guys were nobody. The problem with Benfica is creating chances. All we do when we get to the final third of the field is just circle the ball, waste, possess. We do nothing with it. That's the biggest problem. No matter if it's against Braga or against Paredes, we literally have 0 creativity on the final third. To me, that's been the biggest problem since the beginning of the season till now, and I'm frustrated by it. I think it was a poor exhibition. I don't care who they called up for the game. I thought that they were going to call up some more senior team members. They played a lot of youth, but still, they should still be easily beating these guys. And to score 1 goal, 1-0 against Paredes, please.
Early in the game, too.
Luckily. We scored that luckily, too.
Exactly. And then in the second half, you don't have any options on the bench. So now you're risking putting in substitutes, even more youth on the field when it's only a 1-0 game. So that troubles me, too, with the convocatoria that he had. But still, I mean, it is what it is. But look at Sporting, 7-1 the other day, and Benfica 1-0 against Paredes. Please, that's to me.
Well, hold on. You can't. I don't know if you watched the game, and Oscar will get to you, but there's 2 different dynamics here. Yes, Sporting won 7-1, but Secavenins or whatever they're called, their approach to it was different, right? They came out with an open type of play, looking to play kind of an open type of soccer where they got picked off by a better team, right? But if you looked at Paredes, they were so deep in their half that even the counterattack wasn't working for them because they were so far. I mean, Ferro and Jardel were basically center midfielders. That's how far back they were.
But Mike, answer me this question: How many dangerous opportunities did we create?
I agree with that. I don't think we created much.
That's the problem. To me, that is the problem. We get to the final third and we don't know what to do. We just can't create anything. I want to see someone on the wing that takes on a right back or a left back one-on-one to the line, cross it in, whatever. There is no one on this team that's doing that right now. We get to the end line and we just cycle the ball back all the way around. It's a waste. It's an absolute waste. That's my frustration with the team.
I don't disagree. Oscar, let's hear it.
One thing I took from this game against Paredes is we scored at 26 minutes in, right, with somebody's header. I think if they scored, we would have scored. If they scored again, we would have scored again. I think we did enough just to get the game, to win this game, and be done with it, right? Like Paul, if you see the comments, Paul actually said exactly. It's basically did exactly what they are. Paredes, they made a wall in the back. And they defended the whole game. If they attacked like the Secavenins did against Sporting, we would have killed them too. We did enough to win the game. I guarantee you that if Paredes scored 1 goal, we would have scored 1.
I don't care, Oscar. I don't care if they made a wall or not, dude. This is a team, like Danny said, no excuses. This is a team we go there, we smash, regardless of what they do. We were supposed to go there and just smash them.
I agree with that.
Instead, we leave with more questions. Like we have more questions about the team than we had before we entered the game.
But
to me, that's not smart. That's not good.
We had a lot of new guys on the team. It's not me defending Benfica because Benfica, I've been shitting on them this whole time. But with our starting lineup against good teams, we've been choking. And I've been complaining about it against this team. We played a lot of players that got called from the B team. You know what I mean? Like we were, even though we were supposed to be better in killing this Paredes team. I guarantee if it was in the better stadium and started to lose, we would have. And if they open up a little bit more, we would have trashed them too. I think we did enough just to get to past the eliminatoria to just go to the next round.
The other thing for me is, again, I think you lose a little bit of dynamic when you change, right? Looking at that squad, who of those are regular players, right? Samaris hasn't been playing regularly. Chiquinho hasn't been playing regularly.
Wait,
Pizzi's really the only one that's a regular player, right? You got Servi, Gonçalo Ramos Ferreira,
right.
Pizzi, Chiquinho, Samaris, Ferro, Jardel, João Ferreira, Gilberto, and Elton.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, Gonçalo Ramos, big
none of those-
disappointment. Disappointment for this guy.
None of those players were on international duty, so he had a little over 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You would think in 2 weeks you can build some kind of dynamic with the youth players into the first team.
Correct. But then the other thing that I'm going to say is, and again, it may come across as an excuse, but it's the reality, is when you have a team that plays such a defensive block, you then have 21 players in a 30-yard space, right? It's a smaller field. You have a lot of players in a congested area. Our center backs are playing center mid, basically. Samaris is basically playing where your number 10 would play, right? And now you got no space for your strikers, right? So getting down the line to get balls into the box is almost impossible because everyone's in that small area, right? So that's, I think, one of the things that plays into that frustration as a whole. But again, I agree. I think we have the team and we should have had the capabilities to unlock them one way or another. But I think it was just very comfortable for us. Like, we were leading. Let's just keep the ball. Let's move it. Let's keep it comfortable. Let's not do anything crazy. And they just played it out.
Yeah,
Paredes didn't create one chance to score against us. Like we basically controlled the game. We scored. Let's go home.
Oscar, like, let's be serious. What did we honestly do besides just pass the ball? Like, we really didn't create that many chances to begin with.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
The game was so sloppy. We should have attacked more. We should have done something more creative than what we did.
I'd be more worried if we created chances than it was 1-0. I think we just did in this game.
I don't know. After watching that game, I left pissed off. I watched it and I was upset. I was expecting more from them. Playing this no team, I expected them to smash, at least gain some confidence with the fans. Like, we're coming from a long break after 3 losses in a row, like, or three games that we gave up 9 goals.
Lot of goals. Mm-hmm.
Like, I expected them to come out and fight, like, come out firing, and they came out flat. Like, to me, that's a question mark. That's something for me to worry about, and it doesn't give me a lot of confidence going into Rangers tomorrow. That's just me.
A lot of these guys, too, they had a lot to prove. I mean, Servi has a lot to prove. Gonçalo Ramos, I expected a lot more from him. He had a lot to prove. He didn't do anything. Pizzi is a big question mark right now. I know a lot of comments are talking about he's a big question mark right now. He has a lot to prove.
I agree.
I think, like you said, Jason, coming off some really bad results, this was a game that they could get the confidence back, get the fans back on base. I didn't leave with that. 1-0. Yeah, we won. We're on to the next round, but it was not pretty at all.
Like, Bill, did you feel like confident leaving that game? Like, were you happy, or like, would you? I watched the game and I was pissed. Like, this is the type of showing that they gave our fans. Like, how did you feel?
Yeah, I wasn't happy after the game, but just taking it with a grain of salt and just looking at the players they brought in, it wasn't too surprising to see that performance, to be honest. I would have liked to see a better performance, and you'd think that Jules would, with over 2 weeks to get ready for this game, could have gotten some kind of dynamic within the team built with the new kids. But, I mean, it didn't show. I don't know.
Yeah, Danny makes a good point, right? Benfica fans always use the teams play defense against us, not others. Again, I don't think anyone's necessarily defending them. I think there are things that certain aspects of the game, which again we just touched on, that I think impact the way things play. But I also agree with Oscar. I think that if this game is at the Stade de Luz, right, I think it's a different score, or at least I'd like to hope it's a different score, right? I don't know necessarily, but I'd like to hope that it's a different score. But looking at the team and who played, I guess let's go around the table here. When you saw that starting 11, who stood out to you as a name that you said, I want to see how he performs? And then at the end of the game, What did you think of that? Jay, I'll start with you.
Gonzalo Ramos, and he sucked. It's really, really simple.
Oh.
No, but I don't think he sucks, but he sucks. I expected a lot. I expected a goal from him. Like I said, I expected a lot from this game. I predicted 6-0. And the way that they all played, even Gonzalo Ramos and Seth, but I was more excited to see Ramos, and they sucked. They did not play up to par. They did not play like they deserved to wear the Benfica shirt, and I was kind of disappointed in that. Like I said, I really thought that Benfica played like crap, and I was not happy about the game.
I don't disagree. Bill?
Yeah, I think going off that starting 11, I think everyone's eye automatically goes to Gonzalo Ramos. I think just the hype that's been around him since the preseason, him getting that new contract, the clause going up, I think everyone just you automatically want to see him in these games performing well. And I agree with Jason. He did not show up at all.
Kenny, Oscar, same opinion or someone else?
I
I'll
say
say
opinion.
I'll say somebody else. So I'll say Ferrari.
Freire.
I'll be
Ferrari.
I didn't know he was still on the team or on the B team or wherever. I was very surprised he got called up. I didn't know he was on the team, and it goes to show why he's not on the senior team. That guy, trash. I don't know how we ended up with him. Didn't do anything. Didn't.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Ferreira. I think he's very good.
Wait, you're talking about João Freire?
No, Facundo Ferreira.
That guy. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I think he's very good. He was very good at Shakhtar. I think he's only been playing with the team, practicing for like a month and a half. But if I'm being honest, I think that if you look at the strikers pecking order and where I think Jorge Jesus has his guys lined up, I think it goes Darwin, Seferovic, Ferreira, and then Gonzalo Ramos.
So explain to me, because I don't know where he come. I don't know was he loaned out and he came back? Or
Yeah, Espanol. I
He
think.
was loaned, yeah, and then he was going to get sold to somewhere in Brazil or Argentina wanted him. He didn't end up getting sold on transfer deadline day. But
You don't
again,
you don't put Luca in there either?
I don't consider. I'm saying like pure strikers. Luka, I don't think he's going to play up top by himself. I see him more as either playing wide or behind the striker. But just counting the all-out.
I would just flip flop Ramos and Ferreira with your choices. I think Ramos is the third choice.
I just feel like, and especially after the comments after the game, which we can go into shortly. But that's the way I see that pecking order. But Oscar, who did you look forward to, and what did you see?
All right, I was expecting to see obviously Ferro play, right? And because he's been on last year, he disappointed me so much. I would like him to, but we didn't get a chance to defend as much. I think he had one good quarter on that game, that early 30 minutes, whatever it was into the game, whatever it was, and he did his job. And I wanted to see how he would play in that central back position like this year, because he hasn't played much at all. So, but he didn't get tested much. So that's disappointing that I didn't get to see much of him. But he was one player that I was looking forward to watching.
Yeah, I thought that Ferro. I know people said like, oh, he looked good, he looked comfortable. I will say that on the ball he looked comfortable. Something that towards the end of last season, and then as he started to go downhill, he didn't look comfortable on the ball anymore. He did look comfortable Saturday, but like you said, I don't think they were tested in any way, shape, or form, at least defensively. Right. The only thing that comes to mind in terms of danger that they created was, ironically, a bad pass from Ferro, maybe 27 minutes in, where he plays the ball out from our own box, misplaces the pass to Chiquinho. The defender takes it and goes one-on-one with him, and then he's kind of wide, shoots it, and Elton Late saves it. But apart from that, I can't think of anything else that they did that we could say, defensively we did this well. I think it was basically offense versus defense in that game, just because of how far we were up on the field. Touching on Gonzalo Ramos, Jorge Jesus made a comment after the game in his press conference that they asked him what he thought about Ferreira's performance and Gonzalo Ramos' performance. And he said he didn't expect as much from Ferreira, but he expected more from Gonçalo Ramos. And
Yeah.
after yesterday, Tony was on a show and he said Jesus esperava mais do Gonçalo, mas os adeptos também esperavam mais do Jesus. For those of you in English, Jesus expected more from Gonçalo, but the fans also expect more from Jorge Jesus. And I guess I want to get you guys' opinion on that comment. A lot of people are seeing it in different ways. I see it a different perspective on that comment. Some people are saying it shouldn't have been said. As a young kid, it's going to affect his morale, his confidence. It's something you say in the dressing room. I guess let's go the opposite direction here. Oscar, what do you think, and do you see anything wrong with that comment?
Remind me, how old is Gonçalo Ramos again?
19, 20.
Yeah, 19, 20. Yeah.
That kid, he's a first striker. He's not going to start scoring goals left and right at 18, 20 for Benfica. Okay, give that kid time. He'll either be a Nelson Oliveira or he'll be a stud in the Resil. So we'll see how he pans out. But he's young. But I do agree with Tony. I expected more from Jesus. He comes in like a Mourinho and then playing crap, right? And he asked for players that he got. So, like, to me, I agree more with Tony than I do with Jesus.
Kenny?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Jesus has always been very outspoken. I think the players that work with him, are pretty used to it by now. I don't expect anything less. So if that's the way he wants to, put some players on blast and motivate them, then I'm okay with it. I did expect way more of Jesus. I mean, coming into this season, we started hot. We're kind of slumping right now. I mean, they better turn it up because it's not going to get any easier, and it's do or die. It's do or die this year, and they need to turn it around quick.
Bill?
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one because he's a kid. So I mean, this can either work out really well, putting him on blast like that in the media, and it could light a fire under his ass, or it can demoralize the kid, and he's gonna go into a shell, and then that's it. You potentially could have ruined any kind of confidence the kid had up until this point. So it's a tough one, and I mean on Jesus, yeah, at the time when we went and got him, he was being billed as Mourinho, like probably the best Portuguese coach in the world at the time, and he comes in and it started pretty well, and things have gone south pretty quickly. I would agree with Tony. At this point, I think a lot of Benfica expected a lot more from Jesus and the performances on the field.
Jay?
I have no issue with Jesus calling out players at all.
I agree.
You're a professional player. You signed the contract to get paid like a professional, so act like one. And if you got criticism coming your way, then you have criticism coming your way. What's he going to do? Not read the paper and he's going to get butthurt about all the journalistas that write bad about him? No. You got to, you play like shit. Fess up, man up. You play like crap. And then next game, you got to show up, play better than you did. As far as Tony calling out Jesus, I know I don't know if someone can answer me this from the top of their head or not, but isn't this one of the Jesus' best starts as a coach for Benfica? Because I remember us struggling struggling a lot in the beginning. And Jorge Jesus' teams usually kind of pick up midway through the season. That's when he starts to gain his team, and he's starting to form his players as much as he can. Right now, I think he's getting used to the players, and the players are getting used to him. So it's you kind of have to give Jesus some time. I know he's coached there before, but he's got a totally different team than he had in Brazil, and totally different style. So I still think that I don't like the 9 goals in 3 games. I can't stress that enough. That was crap. But you still have to give the guy some time.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't mind the comment. People are saying, well, he's young and you shouldn't say that in the media. I'm of the opinion of like you said, right? These guys are professional. They make a lot of money. I'm not a fan of coddling them and oh, it's okay. You had a bad game. There's got to be a point where these guys, you either got to put up or shut up. Right. And I think there's certain things that you can say and certain things that you can do to protect your players, but I also don't think that he left them out to dry with what he said. I think it was a sincere comment, and then I think the media, in a way, take it into another context to try to make it more than really what it is. But in terms of like expectations for Jorge Jesus, I agree. I think, yeah, we started 5-0. Great, right? Despite the failure against PAOK. And, we've had a rough couple of weeks. But realistically, this is not his team still, right? I know that he went and got Vertonghen. I know he went and got Otamendi, which I'm of the opinion that he didn't want Otamendi. It just happened to be packaged in the deal. And it was basically, you get Otamendi or you get no one. So he got Otamendi. He went and got Gilberto. We knew he wanted him. Elton Leite wasn't his signing. Pedrinho wasn't his signing. Waldschmidt was his signing. Darwin was his signing, right? So when you look at the core of the team, Everton, when you look at the core of the team, most of it is still the Rui Vitória, the Bruno Lage era of players. So I think he still needs time to figure this out. And again, unfortunately, with the congestion of the squad, the schedule, it's going to be hard to find the time to be able to work it into the training ground because it's every 3 days is your game. And that's where we've talked about before. That's where I think Sporting's advantage comes in against everyone else because they're playing once a week. They're training every week together. They don't have many guys that are traveling away for international breaks. Like, of this 2-week break that we just had, it would have been perfect if Otamendi and Vertonghen stayed. Right, you get 2 more weeks of training, understanding, and they were both gone. Right, so now we have 1 week because they came back last Thursday, and more because Otamendi can't play tomorrow. But hopefully that at least helps a little bit. But I still think that I see both sides of the comment. I agree with both pieces of it, but it's just a difficult one.
Can I add something there? So when Jesus took over the team the first time, he didn't come in with a ton of new faces. He took the team that was there, and he got them playing double, triple, whatever you want to call it, from the previous coach. So when he came in this time, yeah, he needed some players, but I still expected a lot more from the guys that are there. I thought they were good enough. But the more I see them play, I don't see the quality that I expect of Benfica.
Wait.
Jesus should have something to do with that.
No, let me say. Well, I'll add on to Kenny's comment. Who did Bruno Lage get when he took over Rui Vitória, and how he get the team to start playing the way they did? So
João Felix.
but from the B team, not from he didn't go Bayern. So you have Bruno Lage who came in, got no players that he wanted. He just came in and took Vitória's team and turned them around. Came back from 7 points against Porto to end the campeonato, right? And then Jesus needs all superstars to come in. Is he a Mourinho? Like, if Mourinho goes to every team, spends $100 million to get team playing. Benfica is not that team. We need a coach that can turn the players that he has around to play the way he wants. So Jesus is not the coach. I never will like him. I don't care.
I agree with that.
But Oscar, the first time he took over Benfica, he didn't need the players either. He took the team that was
but he still got players.
Oh, he got his
like Javi Garcia and all.
They were
you got Amad, you got Di Maria, you got
all those guys.
No, he signed a lot of those guys, Kenny.
Aviola.
Yeah. Let's see. So coming in, so the 2004-2015 season, or 2014-15. Oh no, that was his last season. When was his first season? 2009
and 10.
9 and 10.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
He got like the players like the Violas, the Aymaras.
So 2009, 2010 transfers in. We had Javi Garcia, Ramirez, Saviola, Patrick, Schaffer, Julius Cesar, Peixoto.
Yeah.
Let me see some other names here. Fabio Contrao, Yudabao. Remember that guy? Laszlo Sepsi. But of the big name, he got Freddie Adu too, in case you guys.
Now, who did Lage get when he took over Vitória?
I agree, but those are two different. They're two different types of coaches and two different scenarios. Bruno Lage is a guy that came up from the youth, is a guy that spent time in England, is a guy who spent time in multiple countries overseas, who was never at a team that had money. He spent time as an assistant for Carlos Carvalhal at Swansea. He was at Sheffield United, but never was at a team that was spending obscene amounts of money. And this was his first time as a head coach at the top level. The scenario he comes into is Benfica's back 7 points. When he's appointed, I don't think anyone can disagree with me that when we find out that Bruno Lage, coach of the B team for Benfica, is assigned head coach of the Benfica role at that time, being 7 points back, I think everyone at that point realized that we were expected we were throwing the towel in. We're going to ride it out till the end of the season. He's going to be the coach. He knows the team, and then we'll pick someone up at the end of the season. I don't think anyone imagined what would have happened. But he comes into a situation where it's almost like he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. There's no pressure on him. If we lose, everyone says, well, he's a B team coach. Like, what the hell did you guys expect? But he comes in and makes one change. And I get it. Jean-Felix came in and took the world by storm, right? But again, there's no one there had – Jean-Felix had nothing to lose. Bruno Lage had nothing to lose, right? Again, it's go in, do what the hell you guys want. We're down 7 points, right? No one expects anything of us. Let's see what we can make of it. Jorge Jesus comes in with the pressure of what he did before, which is normally why people say you should never go back to a place where you succeeded, because you're going to end up ruining what you did before, right? So he comes into a place where he succeeded before. He had ups and downs. He comes in after Rui Vitória got sacked, after Bruno Lage did what he did last year. Now the expectation is far superior, right? People don't like him to begin with. The fan base is divided. The presidency, people are divided on that, right? And now they're like, oh, well, he said he wasn't going to get him anymore, and he went to go get him. So there's just a whole lot of pressure and controversy there. And then on top of that, Jorge Jesus has always been a coach who prefers a player who is already made, or as we would say in Portuguese, jogador já feito, where they're not necessarily superstars. They're not necessarily guys that they're household names, but they are guys who are of a certain maturity level that can give you some sort of guarantees instead of playing around with, this young guy or that young guy, or, what can we do there? But I agree with that, but I think it's two different scenarios. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add to that. No,
I agree. When Bruno Lage stepped in, it was youth. At that point, it was the Seychelles, and they weren't looking at buying $20-25 million players. I mean, outside of Weigl, they didn't buy anyone with a huge price tag. They were promoting from the B team.
Yeah, I agree.
Jesus comes in, and he has the type of player that he likes. He's not known for bringing up the youth and playing B team players, so he goes out and gets the guys he wants.
Yeah, two different scenarios.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, he's gonna get who he wants, and he's gonna turn it around.
Yep,
I hope so. Veríssimo's incoming June or January.
Miguel said something interesting. He said about that comment right there. The thing is, we have Rui Vitória probably had one of the best performances we've had in Europe. The second year, the first year when we lost to Bayern in the quarterfinals, that year we were playing good ball. Even though everybody's critical of Rui Vitória, said eram mandado, blah 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 blah. We were playing really good ball, and then all of a sudden the team started. And we got Bruno Lage, and Bruno Lage turned it around. So we did that without getting many players into the team. So why is Jesus getting all this? He didn't get his guys. He didn't get his guys. That excuse has to go. Jesus is a coach that makes players play well, right? So make the team that you have, which is probably the most expensive squad we have in Portugal, win the campeonato. That's what you're paid to do, and you're getting paid a lot of money to do it.
I agree. And we are. Speaking of money, Benfica was rated number 1 highest valued squad outside of the top 5 leagues in Europe. I think it was something like 350 million, which we were ahead of, I think, Ajax. I think we're behind us by a substantial amount. Interesting. Last thing on this game, Pizzi. I want to get your thoughts on Pizzi. He's a guy that has generated a lot of controversy, criticism, call it what you want. He He was doing great. Ironically, his first year at Benfica was with Jorge Jesus. He didn't do great in that first year. And since then, with Rui Vitória and Bruno Lage, he did well. This year, he hasn't started off great. He's also almost carrying things over from last year as well. Do you think that we should have sold him and made the money that we could have, considering he scored 30 goals last year and like 18 assists? Or do we think that he still has something to give? And if we do we think it's playing in a central role, or do we think it's playing out wide, which he did with Rui Vitória and Bruno Lage? Oscar, I'll start with you.
I think our wingers, and I'll stick to this, should be, once Everton comes out of the shell, should be Everton and Rafa, right? And if Everton doesn't come out of the shell, should be Servi and Rafa. That's where I go with. Pizzi is not fast enough to be in a winger. I think he slows down the game on that side. He needs to be playing a number 10 role. And that's his position to me, is we needs to be as a number 10 role.
Okay. Kenny?
Yeah, Pizzi he's really confused me this year. I don't know what the issue is. I mean, this guy should be the leader of the team. And I just feel like, and I don't know the full truth, but like at the end of last year, there were a lot of rumors that he kind of was main reason why Bruno Lage was, lost the team and got fired or whatever. He has been a wild card for me. I don't know what the problem is. I like him. I think he's a good. I've seen great things from him, and I want to believe that he's a good player and that he can lead the team. But this year, man, I don't know. I don't see the spark in him. Like you guys said, like he slows down the game. It's just it's frustrating and mind-boggling to me.
It makes you think about all those rumors from last year.
Yeah,
from January on, when Weigl came in, all that stuff about him. Who was it, Rafa and Almeida? I believe.
And Almeida.
Yep. All those rumors, it makes you think a little bit. Rafa
those three have like a little back.
Yeah, Rafa's been playing well. And Almeida got hurt, but you look at Pizzi now, and it makes you think if all that stuff that came out at the end of last season was true, and if he's clashing with Jorge Jesus in the locker room or something. I don't think he's not a winger, but I also don't think he's a number 10.
But as a winger, that's where he's been most effective.
Right.
But I guess it's
not a true winger.
Correct. He moves.
It's not a
inside.
true winger. He slides in a lot, and he opens up that flank for Andre Almeida pretty much.
Yeah.
But he's not a winger, in my opinion, and he's not a number 10. It's a hard, like, in my eyes, it's I don't know if he really has like a spot that you slide him in and he's fine. Like, he's one of those players that just, you got to let him roam and just move around the field and find his little pockets.
But while he's not a winger and he's not a number 10, if you don't play him on the wing, I think you have to play him as a number 10 because he's not an 8. He can't play a center midfield position because he doesn't defend. So he's either in your final third or he's out wide. But again, you're losing with him because defensively he doesn't help you much, which is where I think the issue is coming from in a midfield too. Whether you put Pizzi and Gabriel, Pizzi and Samaris, Pizzi and Tarat, I don't care who you put there. It's essentially going to be a one-man midfield. It's so hard because we're getting overrun in the midfield, and Pizzi doesn't help defend. That's just not who he is. Mm-hmm. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Why couldn't we put him in the top three, front three? He scores goals. He's like
he could, but Jorge Jesus doesn't play a front three. He doesn't play a 4-3-3.
But we can't just dismiss Pizzi because look,
I'm not dismissing him. I just think that he's not being used the right way.
Mm-hmm. Maybe not. But Pizzi didn't figure out how to play soccer in 1 year. Like, we just have to start using. Like, the guy got MVP of the league 2 years ago, and last year was one of the top leading scorers for Benfica. So like, he
scored 30 goals.
Yeah. So like, maybe Jesus hasn't figured him out yet, but like all the other coaches did, and he was performing well with them.
So look, this is my take. First of all, for you to say Jesus hasn't figured him out, Jesus already coached him. He already knows how to coach him. So he should already have a plan. Hold on, he should already have a plan. Just let me talk. He should already have a plan for what he wants to do with Pizzi. To me, I don't know. I may be the only one to say this, but I don't think Pizzi is a big time player. I don't think he's a big game player either. Most of his goals come against these little crap teams that that like I mean, they're not crap teams, but they're like lower tier teams. I don't think like when does Pizzi score against Sporting? When does Pizzi score against Porto? Like, please tell me, because I have yet I can't remember any game that he scored.
Okay, I don't think you watch
any of those two teams.
You watch
I think that Pizzi. Listen, you had your time to talk. Let me finish.
Valid.
Like I know you're a Pizzi guy. I get it. He's Transmontano. I get it. I know you guys want to root for him, but like let's be honest with ourselves. What has Pizzi done for us this year besides slow our offense down? What has he done? Let's be 100% honest. I get his past success. I get the 30 goals he scored last year. I get the 20 assists or whatever the hell he did last year. Cool. What has he done for us this season?
Who has done for us?
Oscar, just add like I'm not asking who has and who hasn't. I'm asking you, what has Pizzi done for us?
Nobody has done it. So
I'm asking you a simple question. What has Pizzi done? Now, anyone else? What has Pizzi done?
What has anybody done?
Okay, you still haven't answered. Anyone else want to answer the question?
I just said nobody, including Pizzi.
Okay, thank you.
Including
I'm sorry, Pizzi. To me, in my opinion, Pizzi should have been sold when Jesus left. He should have been sold that year. Probably could have got $25 million for him, but now we're over here paying his contract that's probably high, and he sucks. Like I don't care. His best position. I'll tell you this. His best position this year has been that number 8 next to Gabby. Besides that, he hasn't played good at all. You can put him on the wing, he sucked. You can put him behind the striker, he has sucked. You put him next to Gabby, that's the only games that he's been playing good is when that happens. I'm sorry,
Mike,
but
I think it was very, very obvious in the game against Paredes.
Mike, I'll tell
There
you
were
right
a lot
now,
of
Pizzi scores against Rangers. Penalty.
I was going to say.
Penalty. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Penalty.
But
I was
no,
gonna
but
say,
honestly, like, I get it. I get the 30 goals. I get the 18. But like, honestly, dude, when does he score against Porto? When does he score against Sporting? We talked about like last week. We talked about Sporting goes to bed thinking about Cardozo because they have nightmares about the guy.
All thinks about him too.
Like Pizzi, there's not one big team that they're like, oh, they got Pizzi. Oh boy, I'm scared. No, there's no team that does that. They look at Pizzi like, oh, he sucks. He's like another regular, another midfielder.
Oscar needs a rebuttal.
Yeah, he needs his rebuttal.
Go ahead, come at it.
No,
This
guy asked me a straight question. What's Pizzi done for us this year? Name me one player that's done something for us this year.
Darwin down 3-1 and came back. Okay, I just answered your question. You couldn't answer mine, but I just answered yours. Just remember that.
One game. And Pizzi has won us this year. Has won us games too. And Darwin didn't win a game. He tied a game, which did. Thank God. Hey, Darwin, good job, Darwin. You won us.
What he did, not won the game. What he did. I just
one game.
What he did. Okay,
and
he did something, right?
Yeah, and Pizzi has won us games too this year. Has won us games. You want to go back in the results?
Why couldn't you say that earlier?
Because
he was thinking.
No, but your response was no one did anything good. No one did anything. Yeah, okay.
Benfica this year, all the players haven't figured them out. Jesus hasn't figured them out, and I don't blame the players. I blame Jesus because he's got $4 million a year for what? Figure them out. I blame Jesus. I don't blame the team because last year this team was performing before the half season. For the first half of the season, this team was performing. And now he got some super studs, and they're not performing.
Yeah, when Pizzi was playing in the midfield with Gabby, that's when we were performing.
Last year?
This year. You put Pizzi on the wing this year. What's he done? Nada. We put him behind the striker. Nada. And so by pesca. That's it.
I will say I haven't been a fan of Pizzi as a center mid with Gabby.
I'm not a fan of Pizzi.
He shouldn't be a number 2 center, just 2 CMs with Pizzi.
Yeah.
I never agreed with that.
It has to be a triangle.
It should be a triangle the whole time. It should be a number 8 and a defensive midfielder and a number 10. But Jesus doesn't play that style because of 2 strikers or 2 wingers wide. So that Pizzi right there doesn't fit into that system. He fits in the system that Elijah used to play, which is 4-3-3 with the 2 wingers up top. That's where Pizzi fits in because
Victoria did the same thing.
Yes, and that's where Pizzi fits in. Jesus hasn't figured that out yet. He hasn't. He
has. Jesus knows said himself. He doesn't. It's for small teams, right. Which I don't understand.
Well, but okay, a lot of teams play like that, including Juventus with Ronaldo, including whatever. Like wherever Ronaldo plays, even that's less than is a 4-3-3. Like whatever. Listen, this year I'm disappointed. But mostly because of Jesus.
Good. I love the I love the little heated argument. It's good. It's good. We can't always agree, right? It's good that somebody.
I mean,
gotta disagree.
I get it, but like, I just don't see it this year. Like, I don't see it in the system. I just don't have. I don't see anything PZ gives to us right now.
Bill or Oscar, remember this episode 10, on Thanksgiving Eve. In 3 or 4 months, when PZ starts firing goals left and right,
against little teams,
we'll rewind it.
Bro, Mike, I'll tell you this. I will come
you don't think
on this show. I will publicly apologize to PZ if he scores on Porto. If he scores on Porto or Sporting, I will publicly apologize to PZ.
Here, you guys heard it.
You said one. People have been saying Jonas used to carry us. Tell me when Jonas scored against Porto. Oh shit! You can't. Remember?
I can tell you.
Oh, shit!
I don't think he ever did.
Actually, let's Jonas against Sporting.
I didn't talk about Jonas. The topic was.
No. I'm just asking you a straight question. Did Jonas suck because he didn't score against big teams?
No, I don't think Jonas sucks at all.
Oh, okay.
And he did score against big teams. He scored some pretty big goals.
Yeah, he scored against Sporting. Yeah, but like. Pizzi has scored against Sporting. It's in the Taça game. He scored like 2 goals, I think, against Sporting. Okay, and he scored against. I don't think I remember him scoring against Porto. I don't think he ever did. But he's not a striker. He's not a striker. Pizzi is a player, a creator. All right? He's not supposed to score against big teams. He's supposed to create against big teams.
April 1st, 2017. It says that Pizzi, Jonas scored a PK against Porto. Ooh, shut up, Oscar.
Oh, a PK?
Yeah, he scored, didn't he?
If Benfica
he doesn't even score PK against Porto, so
if there's a PK tomorrow, PC scores it. Oh, he's absolutely. He's a PK
100%. 100%.
Hope there's 3 PKs.
He's a PK taker.
Hey,
so
all you said is, did he score against Porto? The answer is yes.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm gonna reel it in here. I'm gonna reel it in.
Facts, bro. Those are facts.
All right, I'm reeling it in.
Give me your facts.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'll remember this live. I remember.
Thanksgiving Eve. Mark it down.
Thanksgiving Eve.
Good timing.
It was the live. 40 minutes on the live. I remember.
Good timing from
in his notes.
From Ben
it's all
here.
love, Oscar. It's all love, brother.
What about the task at hand? How does Benfica slow down Kemar Roof and Ryan Kent? You'll find out. Looking at tomorrow's game, injury list. Andre Almeida, we know. Todibo, unfortunately, is still hurt. Pedrinho, Nuno Tavares. Let's see that smile, Oscar. I know you're excited that Nuno Tavares is injured. He can't play. Darwin, Weigl, and Tarat with COVID. Shocking. Players called up for the game tomorrow. Odysseus Elton Vilar. Defenders, Jardel Vertonghen, Ferro Grimaldo, Gilberto, and João Ferreira. Surprised to see him in there, but not. Otamendi, don't forget, has the red card, so he can't play. Midfield, Gabriel Everton, Rafa, Pizzi, Servi, Chiquinho, Diogo Gonçalves, Thiago Araújo, and Paulo Bernardo. And up top, Waldschmidt, Seferovic, and Gonçalo Ramos. What do we think is going to be our starting lineup? So let's start in the back. Odysseus, I think, starts.
Yep.
Yep. Agreed.
Wait, you're not going with your boy late, dude?
If we played a game that he was tested, I would argue it. I mean, he was basically a bystander that entire game. He could have just taken his gloves off and sat down and just watched the game.
Could have put Biggie in net.
Hockey style. We should have pulled the goalie and put another player. Hopefully that would have helped us.
Right back. We have João Ferreira, who's naturally a right back, and we have Gilberto on the bench. I
Isn't
think
Diogo there too?
Diogo Gonçalves is there as well. Who do we think is going to play there?
I think it'll be Gil tomorrow.
I think he goes with Gilberto, but I wouldn't. I prefer Diogo over Gilberto.
Dude.
I don't think it's a spot to put João Freire in.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the right spot to just throw him.
I actually want to start the kid. I want to start João Ferreira, but I think it's Gilberto.
I thought João Freire. I thought he looked good against Paredes. That
And
was
on the wrong side.
Right, and it was the opposite side. I thought he did play well, but I don't know. I just don't think it's the right spot to throw the kid in and just essentially throw him to the wolves against
Sink or swim.
Rangers.
No.
I don't know.
O Oscar está ali a fazer uns apontamentos no calendário e marca minuto
I'm
52.
He's putting it in his notes.
Isto. He's writing in permanent marker. Olha a pensar, está a pensar muito. Right back, I think I'm inclined to say that Gilberto starts, but I will say that I would not be surprised if João Ferreira plays because of his stature. He's a big guy. Scottish guys are big. They're going to be, aggressive. They're going to come out ready to, cause some issues. And Gilberto, I'm still not sold on him. He hasn't convinced me. He seems very slow.
Not sold on him. We should sell him, dude. He's six. How do you convince you what? He's horrible.
It's JJ's guy, though. It's JJ's
Dude,
guy.
get him out of here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
All right, center backs.
I know.
Center backs, I think it's obvious. Jardel and Vertonghen.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. No one thinks he's going to throw a curveball and throw Ferro in there?
I mean, Jardel was at the press conference today, right?
That's true. I forgot about
I mean,
that.
so-
Yeah,
You don't think he's going to play Ferro and Jardel?
I would have
No.
played Ferro instead of Jardel, but since Jardel was at the press conference, I would say Jardel.
Okay. Left back, I think Grimaldo.
Yeah,
Hands
could be.
down.
Yep.
Victor coming in hot. Kenny loves big Scottish guys.
Hey, shout out to my cousin Vic.
In the midfield, I think he's going to play a midfield too, but I'm also of the opinion that I think he switches it up this game. So I'm going to say he plays a triangle in the midfield for the first time, and my three in the middle, and you guys can choose differently. I'm going to say he's going to go with Gabi. He's going to go with Chiquinho, and he's going to go with Pizzi at the top of the triangle with one striker.
Chiquinho.
Dude.
I haven't. It's not my choice, but I think
There's no Samadis.
he needs to. Yeah, he doesn't have Weigl. He doesn't have Samadis. He doesn't have a true six in there. And I think if we go there with two in the midfield, I think it's going to be difficult. I could see him packing the midfield, playing with three in the middle, two wingers and one up top. That's my opinion.
Who's our options for the midfield for tomorrow?
Center mid,
for center mid. Like we have Gabi.
Gabi, Pizzi, Chiquinho, and Paulo Bernardo.
Tarab?
No, Tarab's got
No,
COVID.
No, Tarap's
COVID.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we don't have many options for the midfield. But then I could also Samaris
and
no foi inscrito.
And that,
Samadis wasn't listed. Yeah.
as another Jesus. There you go, Jesus. No incredible. The only defensive midfield you have.
I would
Right.
I would go in the midfield. I would probably do Gabi Chiquinho because of that.
How are you guys playing?
I don't like Chiquinho.
No,
I
I don't like
either.
Chiquinho at
just on the
all.
record, I don't like him. But
Look at the options that we
So-
could.
so-
You're gonna throw
yeah,
Paulo
why-
Bernardo.
so
You're
why-
throwing
why-
Paulo Bernardo in there.
No,
I think
no,
if he's
he's-
going, if you think he's going to switch it up, he's going to. I think he can go Gabi, Pizzi, and
Yeah.
Luca.
I
then
actually
you-
I
but
want
then
to
you're
change
still
that.
defending
Gabi.
with two guys in the midfield.
That's fine. I would say Gabi Pizzi in the midfield, and then on the wings, Rafa and Everton up front, Luca.
Seth. No,
I
Seth
agree
up top.
I agree with
Luka
Danny.
is- Ireland's
If
not
you're
playing.
playing Chiquinho, you might as
Yeah,
well
Luca and Steph up top.
play with nobody. Chiquinho, please.
Don't forget that we played with three midfielders against Rangers at home. Don't forget that.
Hey, I think he tosses in Servi in there in the midfield instead of Chiquinho.
Servi?
Yeah,
Servi?
I think Servi. I think he'll be a midfield with Gabi, Serbia, and I don't know if he'll use three in the midfield because those guys probably need help. So probably Servi, Gabi.
Depois é o Jesus que inventa.
And Daj inventar. Yeah, you guys.
Esse aqui está por o Servi no meio campo. Ai, meu Deus.
Servi has played behind the strikers before. Have you seen not, or do you not remember this?
Okay, Oscar.
It's the truth. Who's he going to sit? Everton? He's not going to sit Everton. He's not going to sit Rafa.
I honestly don't think Servi starts in this game.
In my lineup,
I really
Everton.
love him, but I don't see him starting.
In my lineup, Everton's sitting.
Everton's starting this game.
Yep.
You think
So
so?
I'll
All right, so
I'll
say your
finish
lineup,
mine.
Mike.
I'll
You
finish
have
mine.
Gilberto,
So
Vertonghen,
we have the
Jardel.
back. Yep, we have the back four: Vertonghen, Jardel, Grimaldo, and Gilles. Or who did I miss? Jardel, Vertonghen, Grimaldo, and Gil. In the midfield, I think he's going to go with Gabriel. He's going to go with Chiquinho and Pizzi at the top of the diamond. On the left, he's going to go Servi. On the right, he's going to go Rafa and Seferovic up top with Pizzi behind him.
Okay.
You think he sits Everton?
I think he gives them a break. I think he gives them because I think that Rangers
Everton didn't play
attack.
against Paredes.
No way.
He had a break.
Fun.
Darwin and Luka changed that game when they came in, and I know that we don't have Darwin, but Luka definitely starts for me.
Okay. What? So I guess who else?
Kenny actually brought up a good point because I said Gabby Chiquinho, but I would actually go Gabby Pizzi, Everton, Rafa, Luka, Seth.
Who's playing central?
I just told you, Gabby and Pizzi.
Yeah.
I would drop
Luka.
Luka
and Seth.
Everton, Rafa.
I have that too. That's what I would go with.
Bill, you agree?
I agree with that, but I would drop Seth or Luka into a number 10 role.
Well,
so
that's
not
what
a striker. Exactly.
He's not going to defend, and Rangers attack a lot on the wings, and that's why I'm thinking.
Are you going to get that with Pizzi?
Yeah, but they only started after we got the red card. We were dominating the first 20 minutes before that.
We were, but we played with three midfielders. We played with Weigl, we played with Tarat, and we played with Pizzi. We didn't have Waldo in there, right? And then we had Everton, Rafa, and Seth. We played that triangle that I'm saying. And we dominated those first 20 minutes. Rangers didn't even get out of their half pretty much. I think they went to the box once down the line. But apart from that, they didn't do much. I think that red card completely changes the game. But I think if we don't get that red card, I think Benfica wins 2 or 3-0 the way we were playing.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's a different game, right? It's a completely different approach. But he did the three midfielders against them at home. I would be surprised if he goes to a two midfielders at home, considering that these guys have added motivation for the fact that they threw away a 3-1 lead that late in the game. Oscar, what's the rest?
All right, my lineup would be Audi, and then Gilberto on the right, Vertonghen, Jardel, Grimaldo, and then I think it would be a flat three in the middle. Flat three right across will be Gabby in the middle, and then it's going to be Easy on the right side. It's going to be Everton or Servi. It might be Everton because whatever, but I would put Servi if I was personally me. But it might be Everton, and up top would be Luka and Rafa. That's flat across 4-3-3.
Luka, Rafa up top?
Luka, Seth in the middle, Luka on the right, and Rafa on the left. But that's
4-3-3.
4-3-3, but with a flat middle because we don't have a defensive midfield, and Gabby's just basically just filling that spot. And I think those three guys can help out in the midfield. I think that's what it'll be.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can agree with that. Just quickly on this game before we get to the predictions. Jonathan says level of confidence to not concede against Rangers. I will say that Rangers, the last time they didn't concede a goal was a 0-0 draw away to Livingston. Very big club, Livingston.
They just won 8-0, didn't they?
What?
They just won 8-0 against Hamilton, whatever the freaking team.
I don't know. 8-0. That was 2 weeks ago. The last time they conceded or scored no goals was the fourth round of the Scottish Premier League, which was mid-August.
Isn't the question asking about us conceding?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The last time they didn't score a goal was that far back. I think that I guess when we get into our predictions, I guess we'll figure out what our confidence levels are. I guess I'll start. I think that Benfica wins 2-1. Jay?
Yeah, to answer that question, I have no confidence. Playing in Scotland too? No way. I'm gonna go 2-1 as well, Mike.
Okay. Bill?
Benfica wins.
I'm going 1-0.
Ooh.
Okay. And a clean sheet.
Wait. Who wins?
Benfica.
Okay.
Obviously, come on now.
Clean sheet. Wow.
Paul, vai dormir, dude.
Paul anda com os copos.
Vai dormir. Tô mal é sono.
Janda bonito.
Oscar.
I say we lose 2-1.
Wow.
Oof.
Wow.
Dude.
Is that the first?
Kid.
Is that the
Okay.
first time someone's predicted Benfica to lose on here?
Dude,
Yep.
did you get like a sunburn in Florida or something?
It's, bro,
How
He's
is that-
mad at you, dude.
How is that surprising? We just got beat by Benfica Braga. We last year Rangers against Porto. They beat them away home too. Like it's not Rangers is not to be a joke. I think we lose this game 2-1. And to be honest, I think we scored PK by Pizzi. For you.
I agree. It is Thanksgiving though, dude. You're being a little around the holiday season, being a little Grinch, no?
Yeah.
No.
Christmas shit.
He's mad at Jay. He wanted to reverse Jay's result. Jay said 2-1 Benfica. Oscar's like, I guess 2-1. Toma, 2-1 for you. The other way.
And Mark this.
And next week's gonna apologize to me for saying that.
No, Mark the live tank at 57 minutes on the live. You can go back to it, and then I can apologize next week.
It's reverse psychology. Oscar says we're gonna lose, and then when we win, he's gonna be like, "God, yeah, we won. I told you we were gonna win."
Well, then he better predict all losses so that we can win some.
Kenny, what's your prediction?
So I'm gonna go 2-2, just because I won't predict that they're gonna lose. So I'm going 2-2.
But you, in your heart, Ken, really.
Nope. I will never. I won't.
Okay.
While we're at it,
it's almost like it's your team, and no matter what, it's a win-win. Even if you lose the bet, but you win. Win-win.
Just so we have it recorded here, we're not going to go into the game, but what are our predictions for the Maritime game? Benfica away to Maritime. Maritime side who is 14th, haven't won since they beat Porto at the Taça de Dragão. They've since had 3 losses, 1 tie. They just beat Penafiel in stoppage time or extra time or penalties in the Taça. And we lost there last year, as we all know, when Bruno Lage got fired. Nanu jumped on his motta, and he went by our defenders like they weren't even there.
Against
Ferro.
Ate him alive.
Yeah, he did.
Nanu also beat Porto's defense this year, and he got signed by Porto the other week.
It was easy that game.
He didn't even leave the stadium.
It was easy that game.
All right, predictions for the Maritime game. I'll start the other way around. Oscar, quickly, give me your.
We always struggle in Maritime, but again, I'm not gonna go with another loss but I think it's a 1-1 tie.
Dude, in Oscar's eyes, Benfica's gonna be struggling a lot, dude. We're gonna.
Kenny, what's your prediction?
It's gonna be very tough. I'm gonna say barely 1-0.
Okay, another clean sheet. I'll take it. Bill,
I'm gonna go 2-1. But I think it also depends on what our squad even looks like, because I mean, it seems like every other day we're having another player test positive for.
And you're right, Bill, because we don't know who's going to get back before.
We have no clue, because Darwin
has to test again.
The 14-day quarantine might pass, but he needs to test negative, I think.
They don't have to do the 14 days. They just have to get tested like every 2 days or something.
Yeah.
So he might be available. But
who knows if
4 days?
Guys are back.
4 days in a row.
But I think
if with a negative test that you can play. I mean, never mind. That's the NFL. What am I saying?
But I think they get tested like every 3 days. But they have to have, I believe, 2 negative tests before they can play.
Okay.
Paul's saying Oscar like Sporting, low key. You a closet Sporting fan, Paul? Oscar?
I love when we beat him 5-0.
Easy doesn't score.
I was like,
Mike, I'm gonna go 2-0 on the Funchal game.
Okay. This is 2-0. I'm gonna go 2-0 as well. Okay. I'm gonna go 2-0.
This is all Benfica winning, right? Are you guys?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Well, Oscar's got him tying and losing, so.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
All right. Before we get into it, I forgot to do it earlier, but so Danny won the gift card last week. He's opted to put it up for grabs again. So
Shit, Danny.
Here's the segment of how you can win the gift card. So I have 6 questions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 of them will be for the crew here. So I'm going to randomly select the order here on who's going to get the first questions and so on. Jay. All right. So first question or first choice is going to be for, let's see, Jay. Second choice is going to be for Kenny.
Wait, what are we doing?
I'm going to
Oh,
explain.
boy.
Hold on, dude. I'm picking names. Kenny. Third one is going to be Oscar and then Bill. So there's 5 questions to choose from. You basically pick what question you want, 1 through 5. You answer it, and if you get it wrong, the next person in line can answer on your behalf if you got it wrong. So the last question,
True fans.
the last question is going to be for the gift card. So I'll ask the last question, and the first person to put the comment of the right answer will win the gift card. So pay attention to the last question. So Jay, which question do you want? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5?
Mount Shea.
Number 1, because I'm number 1.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Benfica 3-1 against Fenerbahce at home in the semifinal to get through to the Europa League final. Remember that game?
Yeah.
Who scored Benfica's first goal in that game? I'll give you 4 multiple choice.
Ooh.
Cardoso, Lima, Gaetan, or Salvio? Billy, stop Googling over there. I see you typing over there. Calma. Get out of the Google. Get through.
Dude, I'm trying to buy an Xbox over
Yeah.
here.
First
I
goal.
haven't even looked.
Yep.
Peasy.
Salvio wrong. So next choice is Kenny. You got Cardoso, Lima, or Nico.
Kenny's Googling.
I'm not Googling.
Don't Google this shit.
Fenerbahce, we were leading 1-0 at home.
Europe.
And then Dirk Kuyt tied it with the penalty. And then Cardoso scored 2 goals to give us a 3-1
Guys,
lead.
it's easy.
Who scored the
First goal.
Yeah.
Cardoso, Lima, or Nico?
Lima.
Wrong. Oscar.
It's a Nico. You hit the post.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
God damn it. You guys oh.
Oscar's got 1 point.
Outside the left foot.
It's a lot
Yes.
easier when you got. It's a lot easier when you got.
It's a lot easier when you guys going 3rd and 4th Googling over there in the back. It's real smart. Yeah. It's real easy.
Kenny,
I just guess I didn't even know how the goal happened. They hit the
Yeah.
Kenny,
V-Tech.
2, 3, 4, or 5?
4.
Boavista 1-1
I know this one too.
at the Stadio do Bessa when we won the Campeonato.
Ooh.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is going to be an easy
No,
question.
it's not an easy one. You're going to think I'm going to ask who scored the goal. No,
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
know
gonna
the
ask.
game. I know the game.
No, it's not the goal. It's even better than that. Who played or who was involved in the play? Oh, we got a Rangers fan. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, cheers.
Share your prediction for the game tomorrow. Let us know what you think is going to happen. In that game against Boavista, who is the player who was involved in the play that led to the penalty? It was a handball from the player that Boavista hit with his hand, but who is the Benfica player that created that play, that flicked the ball up, that resulted in the handball?
I got a multiple choice.
No.
If you know I'm multiple choice.
I'm gonna say
That I don't remember.
Was it Simão?
Simão took the penalty, but it wasn't him. Oscar, you're next.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. But
Wow.
Not even
Oscar's got an encyclopedia in his head, and he doesn't know this one.
no, dude, not to have a multiple choice on that one is tough. The guy who crossed the ball. You don't remember?
Not crossed. He
No,
He tried to flick the ball over the defender, and the guy hit it with his hand. Billy. 5 seconds. No. Tank. 5 seconds.
Good guess.
I'm going to go with Giovanni.
Yep.
Yeah, where's your? I mean, turn your computer around. I want to see what.
I can see it. No, I can see it in his glasses. I can see it in the glasses.
Yeah, we can see it in your glasses, dude. You're like,
No, honestly, I went to go look at. I did look at the lineup.
That's easy. You can't do that.
What do you mean? I have 14 guys to pick from.
Oscar.
Still sour.
2, 3, or 5?
5. Mount Shea.
Yeah.
Who?
Lock it in the beer.
Who was Benfica's manager before José Mourinho took over in September of 2000?
Oh my God.
Before, was it
So who got fired for Mourinho to take over for?
I want to say Tony.
No, Tony came after. Tony replaced Mourinho when he gave the
Was it-
ultimatum.
Is it my turn?
Bill,
Oh.
Fuck.
3, 4, 5.
No,
Jay,
no, this one.
1.
Key Flores.
No.
What?
Kenny.
Porteous was a striker. Oh no, he was not.
Shut up, dude. Vai pra quebra. Foda-se.
Kenny.
So I thought I knew it, but now I'm questioning myself. I'm gonna say because I remember Mourinho.
He got fired, and Mourinho took over his job. Him and Carlos Mazza were coaching.
Was it?
He's on Google.
No, I'm not. Was it?
Wow.
Sonis?
I just looked it up. Wow.
Eric.
Jupp Heynckes.
Yeah, dude.
Heinz.
Yep.
I totally forgot about that, dude.
All right, so we got 2 left, and it's 1-1. Jay's got 1. Oscar's got 1. Bill, or Oscar? Oh no, Bill. 2 or 3?
2.
Oscar is your favorite guy. Hopefully, you know the answer to this one. What team did Miguel come from when he joined Benfica? Bolins, Sporting, Estrela da Amadora, or Beira-Mar? 5 seconds.
Beat him out.
Wrong.
Say
Jay.
it again.
Jay, stop Googling, dude. I see it on your glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I'm going to go with Stella Madonna. That's a guess, though.
He got it right.
Yeah. Well done.
You got
Multiple
Google.
choice.
Gate.
I agree with Mike. Google Gate.
I want a multiple choice.
Yeah, that
Maybe next week, because the questions have run out, my friends.
No, I got one more.
Isn't that for the fans?
No, this one's
No,
one's double the points.
All right, double the points.
I got 2 points.
This is double the hold
bullshit.
on.
I
This
can
is
tell you.
double the points, and it's the first one to say the answer out loud. It's multiple choice.
Okay.
Against who did Luizão score his
Sport.
last European goal against?
Tottenham.
I didn't even give you a chance.
Yes, he did.
It is.
It was. I told you.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals. on one highlight.
Tank.
Well
Look.
done.
I don't know if I'm allowed to-
Oh, he jumped it.
Oh, that was a-
Double the points.
Good job, Oscar.
Wait until
All right.
next week, Tank.
All
Remodel.
right. This question is for the gift card. So again, for
The
you to win the gift
fans.
card, give me the answer. First one to put the answer in the comments wins the gift card.
Dude, come on,
All right.
Paul.
Listen
Too
closely.
soon.
I'm Egyptian, and Benfica signed me from PAOK. Who am I?
Who got this one right earlier, huh, Oscar?
Don't say it out loud, dude.
Don't say it.
I got it.
Comments. First answer in the comments wins the gift card. I'm Egyptian, and Benfica signed me from PAOK. Who am I? Man, Google's servers are on fire right now. People are trying
Seriously.
to.
Come on. No one knows right now?
I'm
All you got to do is
Egyptian.
be the first.
Benfica,
All you got to do is the
Egypt.
first person.
He might be the only Egyptian that ever played for Benfica. I think we
Can't
talked
think of
about it.
anyone else.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Do
And
you
he
have to
spelled
count?
it wrong.
He spelled it wrong. That doesn't
Hey,
count.
it's not Savara.
Of course.
Savari.
Of course you got it wrong.
No,
Biggie,
but
dude.
that's how he says it. That's how he pronounces it.
That is how he says it. Yep. Man,
Biggie.
how frantic do you think he was trying to type that on his phone? Like, oh my god.
Seriously.
All right. Well, Biggie, you just won
Congrats,
yourself
Biggs.
$25 gift card.
Hey, Biggie, next time you lose points for spelling.
$25 gift card for your choice of coffee shop. Again, that gift card is courtesy of Exotic Dream Rentals. Check Patrick out on Facebook. You can book through their Facebook. Let them know we sent you $10 off for per day for the rental. Again, Exotic Dream Rental. Check them out on Facebook. I meant to say it earlier and I forgot, but we got it out there. So $25 gift card thanks to Exotic Dream Rental. Biggie will work with you to get that get that gift card. Any last thoughts from the crew on what we spoke about, or anything you want to get off your chest before we jump off?
Comei pouco amanhã.
Yep.
Ver se leave some room for For
Some
something else,
goals?
I don't know. Some goals. Yeah.
Look, I hope I come here next week and apologize to Peasy, but I don't see it. I hope we win. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving and enjoy the Turkey Day.
I agree with that.
Billy,
Enjoy the Turkey Day.
I really hope that I was wrong my predictions on both of them. So let's go and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Billy.
Hey, Mikey, shout out to the Revs. Shout out to the Revs, man. Our
Yeah.
hometown team.
Revs getting through Philadelphia Union. Didn't expect it. Oscar was Debbie Downer. He was against it.
Yeah, we're playing Orlando next. We're playing Nani.
Oscar sent him negative vibes.
I can promise one thing. Nani scores against the Revs.
Ooh.
Wow.
Danny's not
Danny,
gonna
take
like
that bet, Danny. Danny, take that bet.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Another episode of We'll Continue Benfica podcast. Again, don't forget to check us out on social media. There's our Twitter handles, mgonsalves10, OB Portugal, Tank Defont, K Defont4, and Abilio Gonsalves. Email ucontinuebenfica@gmail.com. Let us know if you want to join us for the conversation. If you have any questions, any thoughts, suggestions, check us out online, ucontinuebenfica.com. And we're on Instagram as well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are also on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and as of last night, we are on Spotify as well. So you can find us on a variety of different platforms. You can watch us on YouTube, or you can listen to us on one of those other platforms. So again, thanks everyone for listening. We will see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you who are in the United States. For those of you who aren't, have some turkey. Celebrate America's Thanksgiving.
Gobble, gobble.
All right, boys. Thank you. It was good. Have a good night. Take care.
Viva
Good night, guys.
Benfica.
Viva Benfica.